Welcome everyone, all 32 of us here today on a lovely Wednesday, beautiful day. Thank you for joining us. We're going to talk today about video marketing, several components, but we're going to try to keep it as straightforward as possible. So we're going to hold your questions till the end, or I'll monitor and Joe will monitor those questions if they're pertinent or we're not getting to them shortly. We will make sure to answer all of those. And again, we have this recorded so you can come back and watch it anytime. So first, I would like to talk about Videolicious. We've had trainings on this before. We've had classes. Some of you are using it, which is fantastic. For those of you that are not familiar with Videolicious, it is a free service provided by Berkshire Hathaway Corporate. And I'm going to walk you through how to get that app on your phone. It just allows for some easy editing. It allows for a starter card, an end card. Those are called title tags, and some graphics on the screen as you create video or upload your own video. So it's kind of a cool feature. We're just going to touch on that briefly today because we're going to really go through how and best practices with video. So first, I'm going to share my screen here. And shocker, we're going to start on the intranet. I know, that never happens. Okay, let me get my screen up, sorry. So from the intranet, we're gonna go to the Resource Center. And here I'm on the homepage of the Resource Center. We're gonna go into Marketing Resource. Now, for those of you that have already downloaded the app, you're not gonna see what I'm showing you right now, okay? So if you've already downloaded the app, this button on Marketing Resource, video creation, will not exist. Right now, I'm sharing one of our new agents' screens. So that just means she hasn't gone in here and created her own video app. Now, this is just like AdWorks in that if you go through the Resource Center, it has a discount. In this case, the discount is from about $100 to $0 to you. Okay, that's why I like it. It's $0 for this editing component. So what I'm going to do is if I log in and I see this video creation, I click on that. It's going to take me to that Videolicious dashboard. As you can see, it starts off by saying, oh, you must be with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. And you say, yep, and here's my name, here's my email, here's my password. And then it's going to create a sign up for you. And this is just to register so that they know you are in fact with Berkshire Hathaway and you in fact get the free account. So you have to start here. And then Joe is going to show you some of those components once you're in there. Again, just kind of quickly on Videolicious, and then we'll get into the video components. So I'm going to stop sharing here, but make sure you do that. Don't just go to videolicious.com, go in through Marketing Resource.
Yeah, thanks, Jamie. And so when you do that, then you're going to go to your respective app store. So whether or not it's going to be your Google Play Store or your Apple Store or whatever else. So this is just me going to the Apple Store here. I type in Videolicious, and the app you are looking for is this one with the little 3 stars right over here on this little thing right here. This is your Videolicious app. And then you go ahead and download that app. And the setup that you just went through with Jamie is what you'll use to log into the app once it is on your phone. Now, fair warning here. If you're using an Android phone, we have had issues with Videolicious and Android phones. Sometimes it works without any problem. Other times we've had some issues with the Android. So we'll show you some of the other video tools you can use if you have an Android and Videolicious is causing a problem for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and just open Videolicious so we can see it. And if you've already created videos, it'll look a little bit like this. Right now, that's a little weirdo on the screen there. So hopefully that'll clean up here in a second. And we're going to, we'll do a share of it, doing it the other way. See if it likes to go landscape mode here. And so Videolicious is a program, like Jamie said, it's a program that lets you control video and edit all and keep yourself really, I guess you could say compliant, because it puts these title cards in the front and the back and all these other kind of things. So I've obviously made a few videos, and so what you're seeing there is the front of one of the videos that I make. But we just go up here to the upper right-hand corner where it says make a video. If you've never logged into Videolicious before, it'll actually ask you to log in. If you're not logged in, you come over here to the My Account button, and it'll actually, it'll help you log in right there so you can make sure that you're signed in. So you can see that this is my sign up that I used. And I know that I'm signed in because it's asking me here to sign out. So you're just gonna sign in with the email and the password that you set up on Marketing Resource. And so what we're gonna do over here, we're gonna make a video. So I'm coming over here to the upper right-hand corner and I press make a video. And there's two options. I can create a basic video, which is essentially gonna be a walkthrough wizard, or I can make a custom video. The reason I like the custom video is that it takes your, it takes all the photos that you've shot right here, and you can start putting them together to make your own video walkthrough. And so in this case, we're gonna scroll through and we're gonna pick my ugly children, and we're gonna pick some biscuits, and we're gonna pick some pictures of a seal, because why not? And this is the inventor of a shape called the oloid that my son's homework project has been on. So I'm gonna hit save. And then what I got right here is I have the ability to now film myself talking about the pictures that I just made. And so I'm gonna hit the little record button, looking at myself and myself and myself all at the same time. So just in case you ever wanted too much Joe, there's literally 4 images of me on my computer screen right now. All right, so we're gonna hit record. It's gonna say, look into the camera, don't forget to smile. Hi everybody, I'm walking through a house right now, and instead of walking through a house, we're using photos that are already on my photo reel. For example, this is my ugly son, Tyson. Now, this picture was taken before we tried our own home haircut, and afterwards, I baked these biscuits for him so he wouldn't get so mad at me when I realized that I didn't do such a great job on his home haircut. To make everybody smile, here's a picture of a seal, and at the end of this video, we're gonna talk about this particular scientist who created a mathematically perfect shape called an oloid. And then I hit stop. It goes in and it creates a preview for us. Now the cool thing about this is that it's gonna take all those videos and other things that we just made, and it's gonna create a little video. So here's my title card. Hi everybody, I'm walking through a house right now, and instead of walking through a house, we're using photos that are already on my photo reel. For example, this is my ugly son, Tyson. Now this picture was taken before we tried our own home haircut, and afterwards, I baked these biscuits for him so he wouldn't get so mad at me when I realized that I didn't do such a great job on his home haircut. To make everybody smile, here's a picture of a seal, and at the end of this video, we're gonna talk about this particular scientist who created a mathematically perfect shape called an oloid. And then I hit, bam, there's my finished card. How cool is that? So now you can say, well, let's go through and do some of these other things. So I can come up here, and I can hit the little icon, and I can enter text if I want, so I can prompt myself with the video. I can add additional pictures, or I can add like an additional video to go back and forth if I want to do that. And then the other thing I can do is I can create music. So this is what's cool about Videolicious. They literally put a music editor right here for you. So I can come in here and I could say, well, clearly we'll do this as a joyful setup, and you just literally pick the music you want. Sounds perfect to me, sunshine and greenery. And then it gives you a music mix button. Hi everybody, I'm walking through a house right now, and instead of walking through a house, we're using photos that are already on my photo reel. For example, this is my ugly son. I can hit save at that point in time. It creates a new preview for me. I can edit. And when I do the edit, I can actually come in here and change the way that the pictures fade in and out. So for example, I didn't like the way that that seal looked, so I'm gonna zoom out so it looks better on the video. Hit save on that one. And then we're gonna talk about, he's a cheerful looking soul, isn't he? So you would never guess that that's a mathematician, would you? So we got this going on here, and then we're gonna hit save. And now I've got the whole setup. I got the fade in, fade out. I like the music. I got everything going on, so I hit save. And ladies and gentlemen, here's my new video. So you can take it from right here, once you hit save, and you can upload this onto the internet, or you can literally send it out via email right from here. You can see it, you can change the thumbnail so it doesn't look like somebody taking a giant breath right before they start. But that upper right-hand corner right here where it says we're processing, we've got that. I hit save, and now I've got a video. So I can literally email this, not now, Videolicious. So I can actually email this if I want, and currently it's uploading that onto the cloud for me, so I always have a copy of that one way or another. So that is how you do a Videolicious video. Pretty cool, pretty straightforward.
Pretty cool, Joe. Send Tice my love.
I will.
Sorry, he might be scarred for life knowing that he's going to be on this video for a while.
He'll love it. He'll love it.
He'll love it. And just a note for everybody, the reason we breeze through this pretty quickly is you really learn by doing it. It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. It doesn't have to be real estate oriented. If you don't want it to be, try something with your spouse or your kids or something. Just make fun of it. Make a good time out of it. And then also consider sending videos to your clients in advance. So this is a custom video for Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Guys, I'm looking forward to seeing you here in 2 weeks when you come travel here. Again, we're going to look at these couple of properties and blah, blah, blah. So really just kind of think of all of the different ways you can do it. You can use it. You can talk about your recipes. You can talk about your gardening tip of the day. You can talk about whatever you'd like to talk about and have it branded pretty easily for you. So just know that that's a free tool for you. And we'll get through some additional details once you jump in there. We want you to jump in there and try it out. Send Joe and I your silly videos that you create, and there's no harm, no foul. So give it a test.
Yeah, perfect. Let's go now and we'll take a look at YouTube. So if you have a Gmail email address, you have a YouTube channel. When you sign into YouTube, you just sign in with your same address that you use for Gmail. And excuse me, on my phone here, I'm just going to pull up YouTube. And with this, I'm actually signed into the company's BHHS channel. But here at the top on YouTube is you see there's a couple of icons. The one that we're looking for right now is this icon right in the middle that looks like a camera. So we press that camera icon, and it allows you to record and post videos straight to YouTube. It also has a calendar of all the videos that you just shot. So here's the one we just made. I think there was a question about, is it easy to post to Facebook and other things? Absolutely. That's the finished video right there. Now there's two buttons here. There's record and go live. You can no longer go live on YouTube unless you have 1,000 subscribers. Okay. So you can't use your mobile phone to go live unless you have over 1,000 subscribers. So if you're thinking about using YouTube as an actual live walkthrough or a live open house tool, that's not the tool you want to use. However, it's very easy to record, and simply, once you're finished recording, it uploads that straight onto the your YouTube channel. So it's a great thing to use as like a permanent link if you want to make a really nice walkthrough, which we'll show here in just a second. You're doing a live walkthrough of a house. So even though it's not live at the moment, it's also something that is you can use to upload to YouTube and make that work really, really well. So again, you just hit record, and it's going to flip your camera around, and you have this nice little record button right here. So you hit record, and here we are. We're talking about YouTube and how we upload this and so on and so forth, and we hit stop. And then you can actually edit your video right in the app like this and so forth. And then you can hit up in the upper right hand corner here where it says next. Once you're done editing, you hit the next button like that, and then you literally upload this to YouTube right here in the app. So super, super cool. Now the neat thing about this is that once you do this a couple of times, what you'll realize is that it's digital, which means you can delete all the ones you hate. But as Jamie mentioned early on, the most important part about this is that getting comfortable with video is getting comfortable by doing. This isn't something that you can necessarily get really good at by reviewing the steps. You really have to get out there and actually do it yourself. So keep that in mind. So we'll go ahead and just kind of go back, because the last thing we want is that little piece of video loveliness on our YouTube channel. So that, again, the YouTube app is free. You can download it. If you have a Gmail address, you already have your own YouTube channel, and you can go ahead and make that happen. It's super slick and super easy to use. So now let's do a little transition. We're going to talk about how you might want to walk somebody through a house. And I'm actually going to stop sharing my screen here. And I'm going to turn this over to Jamie. And Jamie, while you queue up FaceTime, I'm going to actually call Jamie on FaceTime. And then once we're live on FaceTime, we'll do a little walkthrough. So Jamie, over to you. Alrighty. We got our FaceTimes crossed.
Let's try that one more time, Joe.
Yeah, Jimmy. Well, okay, okay. I'm gonna FaceTime you right now. Yes, I'll answer. Hey, here we go.
My friend Joe.
Hello. Okay, so now everybody, what you're getting is a real life walkthrough of real life house. What I'm trying to show you is this is what a lot of people do. First of all, look at where the camera's positioned. Okay, so the camera's positioned a little bit close, a little too close. We don't want to see that. The other thing is there's a lot of movement as we're doing this, right? So when you want to walk through a house, you got to be aware of some of those things. So in order to make that nice and smooth, we're going to put this camera in this little gimbal here. By the way, that's the first time I said gimbal this whole time.
I'm counting.
So we put this here on this little gimbal, and this gimbal is going to stabilize our movement. So pardon me while you guys look at the sky, and I put this in the gimbal. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Joe, your dorkiness never ceases to amaze me.
Oh my gosh,
So much.
I have a very deep bench of dorky.
I know.
Oh, speaking of dorky, if I'm going to be a real estate agent showing a house, I should probably look the part.
Right.
See, don't it? Doesn't that look good? Now that I'm in the gimbal and I'm walking around, so the first thing you're probably going to want to do is focus your camera on your property. So we're flipping that around. So you can see here in this subdivision, we have new construction happening right now in this beautiful neighborhood with beautiful green grass. And as we approach our subject home, we can walk up, and as I'm walking, the whole image is nice and smooth. I don't have to worry about any kind of strange things. So here's our front room. As I'm panning back and forth, you get an idea of how light and airy this whole thing is. And we can literally walk down the hallway, and it's just like you guys are coming over for lunch.
It feels like I'm there, Joe.
Let's see what we're having for lunch. Chicken enchiladas. Oh, this is great. Let's pull up a plate, and everybody will have some leftover.
Say hi. Say hi, Charlotte. Come here.
There we go. Hi, Charlotte. This is Joe's kitchen. This door right here goes out to the garage. I've been here for a few years, and you can see lots of windows. And oh, this isn't my room. This is my daughter's room, but you get the idea. But you can actually step into all the rooms. You can pan around, make the thing look for you. And again, the gimbal, that's two, will actually just kind of follow your movement as you go through. So this is a true master on the main. That's a term that I learned from Will Cooper. So we have master on the main, and here's our master bath, and as we keep moving through the house. Now, the fun thing about getting good with your video is that you can flip your camera back and forth. And so now that you've kind of seen this, you can kind of go back and say, here we go. Turn this around. We'll say, let's go look at the backyard, shall we? So we'll go out here. and turn this around, and you can see that this property's got a great hill, and it's deck, and a great yard. It's quiet neighbors, and it's a great little neighborhood all the way around here. So here's our little gazebo, which I believe is included in the offering price. So we can make that happen. And again, now that you've seen me run up and down stairs, you can go down and take a look at the basement. Because I have a gimbal, this is a very smooth transition as we go through. We're entering the world of Star Wars. And that surprises nobody. So here's the basement here. You can walk around. Adorable teenager not included. There's a theater room and room for an office and extra bedroom and all kinds of other stuff. But the idea of actually taking this technology and using it so that you can create real world scenarios with you and your clients, and then you can actually take all of this stuff and it becomes quite simple to give somebody the opportunity to see a home even if they're not really there. So use the technology tools that you have. For example, this is just FaceTime. I believe the one that Google uses, you can use Skype or any of those other programs. This is my top level. And that's where it happens. And this is where I do most of my Zoom videos from on this little thing. But again, we have 2 bedrooms up here that you can use. And that is how you show a house with the gimbal. So, Jamie, I'm going to disconnect from FaceTime. I'll meet you back on the Zoom call.
Terrific. Thank you, Joe. Now, this is an example of how to do a one-on-one with a client, right? To walk through your property. Also a great example to use with a possible seller so that you can show them how you're going to help show their property to buyers that might not be in town right now, or to people that want to know really a little bit more detail before they make that drive out. Great options there. You can also then just record exactly what Joe did, not on FaceTime. You can record that and upload it to Videolicious if you'd like, and add those title cards at the end and the beginning. But just keep in mind, you have all of these assets. You don't need to think video's not for me. I also like the component where Joe starts out, hey buddy, Joe starts out with the address. You can see his face. You can see Stephen Roney III here. You can see his face, and then it's all about the house. And then it's back to Joe. I love that component because you don't have to, if you're like me, you don't want to be on the video the whole time. It's not about you. It's about the home that you're trying to sell or the client that you're trying to work with. So keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, so lots of different tools that you can use. I think one of the easiest things in the world too is knowing that as you start to play with these things, you start to get these things in your repertoire, right, of how to do business and how to get comfortable with actually doing the walkthroughs. You'll find that there's a lot less scary about this than you might imagine. I'm more scared of wearing this jacket than I am of the video creation. And so when you think about when you do video, it's kind of like we talked about on your Zoom call. You got to get used to talking to that little green light that's in front of you so that you can make somebody feel like you're connecting with them, that you're there and having your one-on-one conversation. And so there's lots of different tools that you can use. Today we just covered using Videolicious. We covered using the actual YouTube app. And then we covered using a FaceTime call to do a live one-on-one. Now, there's also the option on the phone to go live with Facebook. So let me plug this back in and I will share my phone screen again and we'll talk about how to do this with Facebook. So Jamie, how are we doing on questions? Anybody questions that might need to?
Got a couple questions. I think, Joe, you're about to get into FaceTime. So why don't we finish up with that and then we'll go back to all the questions because I think you're going to get to some of these.
You bet. Okay. So let's go into Facebook app. So when you're on your Facebook app, and I have lots of different pages that I'm responsible for. So I'm going to go to my Awesome Real Estate page. And when you come down and you're looking to create a live Facebook post, a couple things you need to know The first one is Facebook doesn't let you move your camera into landscape mode. So whatever you're going to do, remember that you're going to have to do it with your camera in vertical mode, okay? So when you come up here to create a post, a couple of weeks ago, we did on the class how to go and do a photo carousel and some other things in Facebook. Right over here, you can kind of create the story that's like the Instagram version of the Facebook post. And right here to the right, you see that we have this little Facebook Live feed. I'm going to press Facebook Live. It's going to start the live video. You can add a description. So I'll put that in there. A description. Seriously, I feel like I'm being strangled by a very weak person made of gray flannel. So start the live video. And so I'm right here on live video. If you were to go to Facebook and go find Joe's Awesome Real Estate page, you would see that this is a post as it's happening. So I'm filming live. It's also about a 3 to 5 second delay, and that's on the Facebook Live page. So this is another way that you can do the walkthrough of a home. The reason why I showed you how to do the walkthrough using FaceTime or in another example like Skype is that you can then move the camera back and forth and you get more of a panoramic mode because you can do it in landscape mode versus on Facebook, it's only vertical. So if you were to actually turn it, then Facebook goes, rotate your phone, you can't do that. So you have to put it back and do the vertical mode. You can also use the gimbal, the third time, to stabilize when you're using your Facebook Live thing. And one of the things, and we'll talk about how to get that gimbal and the cost and all that other stuff here in a second, but using Facebook Live is a great way to do a couple of things. Like one of the things that I would recommend is to say, hey everybody, this is Joe Lowry. I'm at this particular open house today. I'll be doing a couple of different tours today. We're gonna cover the top floor, and then in another half an hour, we're gonna cover the main floor, and then we're gonna talk about the backyard and the basement. Or you can do exactly like I did before and kind of cover the whole house. Obviously, I was moving pretty quick for the sake of time, but this gives you an opportunity to get up there and actually make a video. And once again, Facebook is free. Okay, so we talked about Videolicious, that's free for you as a realtor. We talked about YouTube app, that's free. And we talked about Facebook, and that is also free. So basically picking your poison here is one of the things that you can kind of make happen. The Facebook app also has these little details down here. You can kind of brighten your image and do all these other things. You can do fun little things like this, where you get really surprised at how nice the house looks, or get really trippy with pizza. Any of these elements are part of there, and it's just fun to kind of play around with all this kind of stuff so that you can make whatever you want to have happen. Facebook, again, is something that the hardest thing about all this video creation stuff is actually trying it. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this by pressing finish. It ends the live video. Bing! And then I can go ahead and share that on my Facebook app. You can see that it goes up and it uploads it automatically. You don't really have to do anything. And it says, we'll let you know when your video is ready. And once it's live, it'll actually become a post right here on my page with these other posts that I've created. So we'll go ahead and pause there and get to some questions.
Yes, Joe, thank you so much. Real quick before we get to questions, Joe mentioned it. The hardest thing is trying it. Okay, the hardest thing is trying it. So I'm going to put out a challenge to the 47 people on the meeting today. Whoever can send the best video, something funny, something a day in the life of, something, we're live in downtown Ogden. As you can see, we're opening up. Just whoever can send the best video to Joe and I by the end of the week, so by the end of the day, Friday, will get a prize, okay? And I'm also going to share your video company-wide, so make sure it's appropriate. If it's not appropriate, you still may win a prize, but I won't publicize it to the whole company, but just try something. And even if it's, oh gosh, I am awful on this, but I'm getting myself out there. Again, this is the whole point. Day in the life of, here we are in Park City. As you can see, downtown is live and bustling at the moment, and a couple restaurants are opening, and we can't wait to see some of the travelers here this weekend. Something like that. Anything that you have, the challenge is put out to send us a video by the end of the week and get a prize. You'll like this prize, I promise you. Okay, Joe, one question that we had, is how do you post to Instagram or video to Instagram? So let's touch on that because I know several people have that question.
You bet. So let's go back to my phone here.
And again, real quick, guys, it's so, once you have a video, if it's in Videolicious, if it's done just from the video component on your photo, on your camera from your iPhone, once you have the video, there's so many things you can do with it. So I love to talk about leveraging all the assets that you create. So it's not just a video for a one-time use necessarily. It can be posted to Facebook, Instagram. It can be sent via email. There's so many components that you can use and leverage that if you put in a little time and just try it.
You bet. So like, for example, right what Jamie was saying, all I did was I just pressed on my little photos album here. And this is just my recents. And then this is the Videolicious video right here. You see, it's like, it's already there. And then just like anything else you do on your phone, you can just use a little forward button and send that out to whoever you want to send it to. You can email it, text it, do whatever you want. But it's actually really, really powerful to have that like on, in your phone so that you can share it to whatever social media, you'd like to at the moment. So let's go to the gram, shall we? So here's Instagram. Pull that up. And, oh, look who it is! The Soul Sisters! They showed up on our video. So when you do this, you're just gonna create a new post. So what I'll do, let's go back so everyone can see what's going on here. So all I'm doing is I'm hitting down here on this plus sign on my Instagram, and I hit plus, and it's gonna ask me if I wanna pull up the pictures that I just recorded, right? And again, here's my video that I just put up there, just like that. And then I hit next, and I can literally put the filter on it, do whatever I want. You can trim, you can make all these other things, and then you're gonna hit next again, and I'll say, check out this video of me teaching video, right? You hit okay, and at that point in time, I could share that to any one of the accounts that I currently am part of. I can also from here turn on my Facebook feed. And so if I want to create an Instagram post, I can take the Instagram post and share it not only to Instagram, but also to Facebook at the same time. Now, right now, you cannot create something on Facebook and push it to Instagram, but you can create something on Instagram and push it to Facebook. And again, this is just one of those things where you just got to get over doing it. It's the cost of having this cool tool in your life is simply doing it, simply trying it, and not liking the result, not liking the sound, and not liking the lighting, and not liking any of those kinds of things. And so once you kind of process that and you get past all those other issues, it makes it a really, really, really powerful thing for you, for your business.
Not liking your sports coat.
Yo, geez, seriously.
Okay, quick question I think is relevant for everybody is time limitations. Are there any time limitations on Videolicious or on YouTube? Anything that we're going to be constrained with? Great
question. You're not going to want to have any limitations actually with any of the platforms. What you're going to want to have limitations with is with the attention span of your intended audience. The last thing in the world that you want to do is make videos that are too long, right? Nobody in this day and age, nobody wants to get in and settle down with a video of you talking about a house for 25 minutes. Maybe the owners of the house might, but your intended audience in that particular sense is to get somebody excited about that particular property so they will contact you, right? So when you're doing things like the Videolicious videos, and you're a great way to answer the challenge that Jamie threw out there is make a video about what it's like to do business with you. That's it. There's your topic. What's it like to do business with you? How do you approach dealing with your clients? What kind of thing can they expect when they engage with you or with your team? What kind of tools do you like to use? We had a great class this morning with Will Cooper, and he talked about the different questions that you're going to get every time you do a listing presentation, right? The number one is, what's my net? Like, what am I going to get out of this deal? Number two is, how high of a price, can I sell this for? And the third one was time. Make a video just answering those questions for a generic person that you want to engage with. And again, anytime that you make one of these videos, if you don't like it, you can delete it. You can throw it away. You don't have to worry about having to be up there, you know, in the world forever. But there's something about all of us that when we look in the mirror, or when we look in the camera, or when we see something that's filmed of us, we see something different than what everybody else sees, right? And I don't know why that is. That's just what it is. We see something different than everyone else sees. Get over it. You know, just do it. Just get your face in there and hear your voice and laugh at yourself and laugh at how strange and oh my gosh, I wish I would have done this, or I wish I would have tweezed my eyebrows or whatever. It doesn't matter. Just like get over it and make the videos, because the one thing that's true is that not only do we all have this problem where we don't like the way we look, the other thing that's also true is everybody else loves looking at people. Right? So there's your dichotomy. You don't want to be on camera, but everybody else wants to see you on camera. And so, you know, go ahead and try that. Do a little thing. One thing to practice with too is that when you have your phone, one of the things that you're going to want to practice with back and forth is doing that flip, right? So that you can smoothly start by showing yourself and then flip it around and then be able to show what it is that you're looking at. Because the last thing in the world that you want is to have, you know, 15 minutes of you doing this, you know, like my parents, when we first tried to do a Zoom, you know, lean forward and, is it on? You know, that kind of a thing. So get all those out of the way, right, by making that happen, and then you're going to be video pros in no time. So no time limits on the platforms, time limits on your intended audience. I would say that for most videos, unless you're doing a more lengthy walkthrough of a home, I would say that's an easy, you know, 3 to 5 minutes if you're doing a walkthrough, and then break it up, right? So most homes that you're representing, you're not going to be able to get through in 3 minutes. So spend the first 3 minutes on the entryway, and then make another video about 3 minutes in the kitchen. Then make another video about the backyard. And then that way what's happening is that you're building this library of all these cool little videos. And if any of you have followed one of the spotlight photographers around a video shoot, you know that, you know, that's how they do it. They take sections of the house and they kind of frame them up and make that happen. If it's an introductory video about yourself, you know, keep that to 2 minutes or less, right? We don't need to get too lengthy on those types of things. And then it gives you the opportunity to kind of learn how you can move on camera. How do you engage your audience? How do you keep your energy up? It's really hard to do like a 10-minute video where you're looking at yourself for 10 minutes and enjoy all that great fun energy. That's a really hard thing to do. It takes practice, right? So those are the kinds of things that I would suggest. Jamie, you want to weigh in on any of that stuff?
Well, one of the things I really like, especially for a walkthrough that like Joe was doing, I really like Videolicious for the walkthroughs, because I can go in there with my gimbal. Is that 4 or 5? I can go in there with my gimbal and film that, take it, upload it to Videolicious, add in the music, add in the title cards, edit out that long walk down the long hallway to one second instead of 8 seconds. It's just real simple to add some texture, some graphics, some visuals, some musical element when you're doing that walkthrough. Unless you're doing a walkthrough for a single person like we just did via FaceTime, I would highly recommend putting a little bit of music to it. It makes you look professional. And then the other thing I'd like to say is people like authentic people, not fake, polished, practiced. I'm not reading lines here, right? So it's okay if you stumble a little bit. Try not to swear or cuss or do any of that. Try not to try to focus on the camera, because it's really easy to start looking just off the camera. But if you focus on the camera, it really looks like you're talking to somebody. So keep that in mind as well. Joe, Sally has a question on flipping the view on her Android phone. I don't know how to answer that live, just because I have an iPhone. But do you know how to flip the view of an Android?
I think you slide up from the bottom, and that gives you your phone options. And then over there will be it's usually a circle. That's a couple of arrows that do the flip flop. But Sally, in particular, Dallas uses an Android, so you can have Dallas call you.
Yeah, Jonathan asked about video licensing or music licensing for videos. The great thing is if you use Videolicious, no, you don't have to worry about any of that.
Yes. And
again, I wouldn't worry about if you want to add in your own music and you want to put in a very famous song, Saturday Night or Disco Fever or something like that, be aware that you could get called out on that. but not if you're just sending to a couple people. So I wouldn't get hung up on that, but that's the great part of Videolicious. It's all already licensed and included for you for free.
Yeah, if it goes viral and they want to come after you for royalties, good for you, because now you have millions of views before somebody noticed that it went viral.
Heidi Ingham, photos that don't belong to us. Very good point. As the brokerage here with Utah Properties, the brokerage owns all of your photos. However, we give you free use of those photos. However, if you're representing a buyer and you want to say just sold, you have to give credit to that other agent. So keep that in mind. There are some issues when you're on the buyer side of using photos in a video and broadcasting them. Again, if you're using photos in a video that for a single buyer, you have no problems.
Yeah, and you could always, when there's music playing in the background as opposed to edited into the video, it's less problematic. You know, so if you got some, like, you know, you got a little Bluetooth speaker or something set up, you know, you can do that. But again, back to the Videolicious thing, Videolicious is where it's at, right? You have that music already embedded. It's already paid. It's already royalty free. If you want to get super fancy, there's tons of websites that offer royalty free MP4s and MP3s you could download. But again, for this first couple, just get out there. Just make it. You know, make it happen, and you can do it. And by, you know, another couple months, you might be using a video editing software like iMovie or something like that to start layering in cuts and music. That's all awesome, but don't let that finished product stop you from just going out there and shooting some video and trying this out.
Like Joe and I mentioned earlier this week at sales meeting, there are products that you can spend thousands of dollars on. I'm sure some of you have tried those products. There's professional editing. Think of Hollywood. There's a lot of equipment, a lot of material that you could use. However, you have everything that you need right now. And that's the point we're trying to make. This isn't we're not going to go back into the day where video is never going to be used again, right? We're not going backwards. We're only going forwards. So try it. Try it with your family. Try it with a friend. Send it to Joe and I. Again, challenge for that video contest by end of day Friday. I'd like to see some of your cute videos.
And then Ramon, how do you size the video pics? Once you edit the video and you get into the actual save button, you'll get to the screen that says edit, and then there'll be 3 choices. There'll be edit the music, there'll be edit the video, or edit the size of the photos. So you want to collect the size of the photos, and then you just pinch and zoom, and that's how you do that. So Jamie, to wrap up, I want to show everybody where I got the gimbal. I think we're over 10 now. On that one. So let me show you. I just went to Amazon here. I'm going to share my screen. I'll actually show you the actual product, so you can see where we got it. Yeah, look at Jeff. Just got one. He's ready to rock. So we'll go over here.
Now, Jeff, you have to send us a photo by Friday.
That's right. He's required. So let me get up here and we'll do this real fast. Just share my desktop.
One of the other things too about Utah is it's just so beautiful. Just go outside somewhere that's green and beautiful. Try it out. It's a beautiful day today. Try it out. Test it out. You don't even have to put a coat on like Joe did. All professional like.
I feel so professional. I'm sweating in ways I've never sweat before. Okay, so now here's I just went on Amazon and I just looked for iPhone 10, which is my current model of that phone I have. I just looked for iPhone 10 gimbal, and this is the exact model that I have. It was 89 bucks. The reason I picked it was it had a huge amount of ratings, and it's powered by Bluetooth, so you can easily, you know, get in there and you know, it has this cool little thing. What you couldn't see when I was running around is this little knob right here. You can pan and tilt and do all this other things with your thumb. It goes back and forth. Super easy. It has that little stand. That's how you're able to see me putting on my sweet jacket. But that's exactly where you go get it. It's just on Amazon. And again, they have lower cost models. The reason that I liked that one in particular was that it actually it's powered. So it lets you do additional things with the video than just sort of walk around like a selfie stick. But if that's what you got a selfie stick, give it a run. Again, don't let your equipment get in the way of trying this. That's the message today. Go out and make something happen.
You guys, thank you so much. We appreciate your time. We're going to get this video rendered and up on the intranet and our BHHS Utah Learning page. Again, don't hesitate to reach out to Joe or myself with any questions. We love you all and see you soon.